All right, so what we're going to do here is I got a couple little lights that I'm thinking I'm gonna put up under this fender here just to give it a little bit of a glow. So I got some scrap tubing here. I'm gonna try one of them out and see if I got enough space to put it on the scrap tubing. So before I cut it up and waste my time, I want to make sure I got enough of room to do what I need to do. So these are the small lights I'm gonna put in there. It's just a 3/4 button light. That there's kind of warm still. So we got us a hole drilled in there. We're gonna see how it'll fit. Whatever you want to do on your stuff when you're making something like that, you go ahead and get it done, you know, before you start painting and getting it pretty, because you get it prettied up, you want to come back and drill holes in your stuff and make a mess. So that'll be cool up under there. As I'll come through here and I'll make me some brackets, and I'll come back up under the bottom and I'll put them where I want them. But I'm thinking I'm gonna put some up under the bottom so it'll kind of have a little glow when I want to cut it on. So now that I know it'll work, I need about 10 pieces, about 1.5 inches long a piece. So I'll come through here and I'll measure it. I'll lay it out where I want it, 1.5 inches. Oh, I'll come through here and measure what I want. So I already got one. So this is 1.5 inches metal, so I need to be 3/4 is the center. 3/4 is my center. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Where's that dang chalk box at? I'm gonna pop me a line all the way down where I got one center mark. Take your finger there and reach there and pop that for me, Miss Camera Lady. Straight up, down. You got a circle in it. You pulled it sideways. I said straight up and straight down. Now my stuff's gonna be off. You pop, pop, straight up, let it go. Not to the side, not to this side, straight up, let it go. All right. So I said I wanted 1.5 inch piece, roughly. So I want to get me, yeah, I'll make them 1.5 inches. We'll go, yeah, I said 1.5 inches, plenty. We'll go 1 3/4 each one. 1 3/4. That's gonna be from plate to plate. We'll go 2 inches, because the time I cut my blade through the center of that mark, I'm gonna lose a 1/16 on each cut. So we're gonna go 2 inches on each mark. I'm gonna do away with that. Do away with that. Do away with that. So 2 inches each cut. So that ain't right neither. What happened? Where's my mark at? From there to there. And then from there to there, that's 2 inches. Do away with that one. And go from there to there. All right. Now that we got them right, we'll come through here and we'll just mark them where we're going to stop. I don't know how I ended up with this raggedy tape measure again. I got to find my tape. That's how I got too many dang marks on it. Who in their right mind going to be measuring, you know, standard measurements, a foot, 16 inches, 20, 20, and then all of a sudden they need to go to measuring in metric. Who does that? Putting all that mess on the tape, right? Yep, who does that? Go to measuring 16ths and then all of a sudden it's got to be millimeters. I guarantee you somebody that don't build nothing, design that tape. They probably ain't never built nothing. Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll give them every bit of the measuring system you can have in the world on one tape. Yeah. So I need 10 pieces. I need 5 for each side. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to, how many we got in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will be the last one right here. All right, then what I want to do is come back and get me pretty much centered in between my mark. I can eyeball it, it ain't got to be perfect. I'm going to center up in between my marks. So I'm going to put my hole in the center. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to cut them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to be the last one. I don't need to do that. All right, same thing. We're just going to pop us some holes in there. If you got to cut holes in something, it's best to cut them while it's big. Don't cut it off and turn it into a baby piece and then be trying to hold some gun to cut it. Cut it off, cut all your holes, and then come back and cut the mess up. That's the way I do mine anyway. It's a whole lot easier. All right, that should be 10 of them. Yep, that's 10 of them. So now what we want to do is go ahead and clean it up while it's still one piece. We're done with the drill for now. Go ahead and get rid of it. So live to see another day today. But we're going to do this. We're going to take the cutter. Spins a little faster than that other one. We'll take this old cutting wheel, sanding wheel. We got I think that's a 60 grit sanding wheel there. I paid $15 for that little sanding wheel, and it didn't hold up like I thought it would. What I want to do is just get all this old paint off of here, and I probably need to make me a little gouge mark where I'm going to cut them at before I sand up my marks off. Otherwise, I'm going to have to remark everything. So you go there and make us a little gouge across there where my mark's at. That way I don't have to remark it. All right. I got me a mark there. I know where I'm going to cut it off when I get done cleaning it up. So what I want to know is which way I'm going to end up cutting it, so I know which way, how much of it I need to clean up. I don't need to clean the whole bar if I ain't going to use the whole bar. I'm probably going to cut it on a triangle and just put it up under there on a V. That's probably what I'll do. So I'll clean the front and one side. I'll clean the side with the hole on it and one of the flat sides beside of it. And then when I get it cut, I'll flip it over, clean the inside. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch it back to the cutoff wheel. I'm going to cut it the way I want it. And then I'm going to clean the back side of it while it's a whole piece. So what we left with here is the piece we're looking for. Not that one. This is the piece we out there right here. So we go back and change the wheel back. Clean it back up. This is another one of them old pieces of steel just laying around that came off of something else I had around here. I cut up, I think the same old trailer. I got the bars that we made the little lifting pieces out of. All right, so when you get it cut the way you want it, that's hot. I done been burnt one time today. That's all my limit is, one time a week. I don't need no more. So now I got it cleaned up, I'll come out and cut them up in the short pieces and just let them fall on the ground and let them cool off, whatever. And I'll spray a little coating on the back side. Cut them with that cutter because they'll have rough edges on them that'll cut you. All of them have those little rough edges on it, so we can, actually we got another little grinder here with a sanding wheel. We'll take this one. These pieces are still hot. How hard are they? We might can hold them. This is what we just end up with, a bunch of little pieces with 3/4 holes in them. And what we're going to do, we're just going to go up under here and mount them wherever I feel like I want them at. And we're going to tack weld them up there, and we're going to have some lights a little bit later on down the road. So we don't want to wait till we finish with everything and then say, oh yeah, this be cool, let's have this, let's add this. Then you got all your mess painted. You start trying to weld it or drill it, and you got holes in it, and you got burn marks and all kind of other stuff. So we ain't gonna never be able to get to the back of these again once we tack them up there. So I'm gonna just put a little coating of clear coat over the top of it, and what that'll do is just help it not be rusting up under there. And that's all we want. We just want to It ain't gonna get wet up under there anyway, but even if it does, we don't want no bunch of rust trailing down the side of the fender. So that's all you need, just a little small coating of something on there. Where the water can't touch that metal. All right, we're gonna let that dry. We're probably gonna quit and call it a day. We ain't got a whole lot accomplished today. We did a whole lot of work, but we didn't get a whole lot accomplished. We got a lifting system up under here built, so we'll be able to pick this thing up and down and move it around easy. We ended up, we made us starting to make us some air cleaners for the side of it. We cut me some more steel, and we left. We went and did a couple jobs. We came back and we made us a couple little brackets to mount up under here for the lights. But sometimes it's like that. You work. You don't really see no progress. Sometimes I work for months and months and months, and I don't really see a whole lot of progress. It seems like you ain't really moving that much. If you got a whole lot of stuff going on. Now, if you ain't got nothing going on, all you got to do is get out, go cut grass or weed eat or do some, some mediocre stuff. You can look outside at the end of the day and it looks like you accomplished a little something. But when you got certain type of stuff going on that takes a whole lot of attention span for a long period of time, and you got, you're doing most of it, one person is doing it, sometimes it takes a long time before you start to see results if you don't quit. I mean, there's been a lot of times I'd be wanting to just say, hey, with it, just quit. It'd be done. Just walk away and be done. But I don't quit. I keep going, and eventually I can see the daylight. But when you jump on your projects, just be thought them out, all the way from start to finish. Hey, what's it going to take to accomplish what I want to do? What is actually, don't just have an idea, because anybody can have an idea. I mean, it's easy to have an idea. I could build helicopter and all that stuff in my mind, but until you actually start doing it, that's when you're going to see, what it actually takes to get something done. I've built whole houses right by myself, one man, from the ground up. And it takes a whole lot of work, and it takes dedication. And you don't do it just here and there. You dedicate to it, you stick to it, and it takes time to get it done. So, but we didn't get a whole lot accomplished today. We're getting ready to, getting close to being done with tack welding on this thing, and I got a couple more cuts and reshape some stuff, get it back where I want it, and then we'll be ready to start doing some body work on it. And then, once you get it built and you get to the body work on it, it'll go pretty fast. Then it'll be body work a day or two, and then it'll be some primer on it and some sanding, and then once you start painting it, it's all downhill. Then it's almost finished. But getting it to that point, it takes dedication. Anything. And the bigger project you jump on it, the more you better be dedicated, or you ain't gonna get it done. You just gonna have a whole lot of crap you started on, and nothing ain't gonna get done. So I know people, and I know fellas that's like that. They start a lot of stuff, but they don't really finish nothing. But I feel like I'm getting like that myself. But that's why I got other stuff that needs to be done, 2 or 3 different projects. But I only take on 1 or 2 projects at the time now. So till I get it done, I ain't starting no more projects. When I get them 2 done, I'll pick 2 more that's real important, and I'll jump on them. But that 10 projects going on at one time, when you one man doing stuff, if you got 15 or 20 people and you just pointing a finger, that's a different kind of getting stuff done. When you just point a finger and write a checkbook, point a finger, hey, go do this, go do that. Get your checkbook out, pay them to do it. That's a different kind of doing. when you actually put hands on your stuff and you do the work, big projects, it's a different kind of doing than the check writers. So, and I ain't hating on the check writers. If that's the way you do business, that's the way you do business. But I don't do my business like that. For one, when I started out, I didn't have money to pay people to do stuff. I didn't have a big bank account that I could write checks to people and say, hey, uh, do this, do that, do this, do that. And if it needed to be done, I had to do it myself. So whether I had the help to do it or I didn't have the help to do it, if it was a 5-man job and it needed to be done, back then, and I didn't have the money to pay somebody to do it, I got to do it myself. It don't matter how many men job it is. I got myself and it got to get done. So that's how I started. But that's going to be all for today. I'm going to go hunt me something to eat. That too. But I'm going to go hunt me something to eat. We'll catch y'all later.